Rome, the eternal city, the heart of an empire that once ruled the known world. From the windswept highlands of Britain to the deserts of Egypt, Rome's reach seemed endless. Her legions were unmatched, her culture unrivaled, her roads eternal. For over 1,000 years, the Roman Empire stood as the pinnacle of power, order, and civilization. But all empires, no matter how mighty, must fall. And Rome's collapse wasn't sudden. It was a slow, agonizing decay that took centuries. So what truly destroyed the greatest empire the world had ever known? Barbarians, corruption, Christianity, or something deeper, something within the Roman soul itself? The glory that was Rome. To understand Rome's fall, we must first understand its rise. Rome began not as a superpower, but as a small city on the banks of the Tiber River. Through discipline, cunning, and ambition, it conquered its neighbors, then the Mediterranean, and finally, the world. Its empire stretched across 3 continents. Its legions enforced the Pax Romana, the Roman peace, a golden age of prosperity and order lasting nearly 2 centuries. At its height under Emperor Trajan, Rome's empire covered over 2 million square miles and ruled 70 million people, about a fifth of humanity. Roman engineering, law, and governance shaped civilization itself. Aqueducts carried water for miles, roads connected cities across continents, and the Roman ideal, civitas, citizenship, bound people together under one system, one language, one law. But beneath the marble and might, the cracks were already forming, and like all empires, Rome began to rot from within. The price of empire. Conquest made Rome rich, but also fragile. Its economy became dependent on slavery, plunder, and expansion. When the conquests stopped, so did the wealth. Gold from conquered provinces once filled the treasury, but now endless wars drained it. Rome began to tax its citizens heavily, while corruption spread through every level of government. The empire became too large to manage. Messages took weeks to travel from one frontier to another. Governors ruled like kings, generals gained personal armies, and loyalty to Rome began to fade. The once disciplined legions, Rome's pride, now recruited foreign mercenaries, men who fought for pay, not patriotism. By the 3rd century, Rome was no longer a city ruling an empire. It was an empire desperately trying to hold itself together. Civil war and crisis. Between 235 and 284 AD, Rome entered what historians call the crisis of the 3rd century. In just 50 years, more than 20 emperors rose and fell, many assassinated by their own troops. Civil war ravaged the empire. Barbarian tribes, Goths, Vandals, Franks, raided across the borders. Plague swept through cities, killing millions. The economy collapsed. At times, it seemed Rome would not survive at all. But then came Diocletian, a soldier who tried to save the dying empire. He split it in 2, the Western Roman Empire based in Rome, and the Eastern Roman Empire based in Constantinople. He reformed taxes, stabilized the currency, and created a vast bureaucracy. His successor, Constantine the Great, would go even further, uniting the empire again under one banner, and under one new faith. The rise of Christianity. In the year 312 AD, Emperor Constantine claimed to have seen a vision before battle, a cross in the sky with the words, "In this sign, conquer." He legalized Christianity, once persecuted, and made it the empire's favored religion. The old Roman gods, who had once united the people under shared rituals and festivals, were replaced by a new faith that looked beyond the empire to heaven. Christianity gave hope to millions, but it also transformed Rome's identity. Power shifted from the emperor to the church. The moral values of humility, charity, and spiritual salvation replaced the old Roman virtues of honor, duty, and conquest. Some historians argue that Christianity weakened Rome's will to fight. that it turned the empire inward, away from the worldly strength that had built it. Others believe it was the only thing that saved its soul, preserving knowledge and morality as the empire decayed. Either way, Rome was no longer the same. The barbarian invasions. By the 4th century, new forces were on the move. Entire peoples, Goths, Vandals, Huns, began migrating westward, fleeing even greater powers from the steppes of Asia. Rome's borders along the Rhine and Danube were vast, impossible to defend completely. In 410 AD, the unthinkable happened. Rome was sacked by the Visigoths under Alaric, the first time in 800 years that the Eternal City had fallen to foreign hands. Panic spread. To many Romans, it was the end of the world. St. Jerome wrote, "The city which took the whole world was itself taken." Though the Eastern Empire survived, the West crumbled piece by piece. Britain was abandoned. Gaul was overrun. Africa was lost to the Vandals. In 476 AD, the last Roman emperor in the West, Romulus Augustulus, was deposed by a Germanic general named Odoacer. The Roman Empire, at least in the West, was gone. The Eastern Empire endures. But Rome did not die entirely. In the East, the Byzantine Empire carried on for nearly 1,000 more years. Its capital, Constantinople, became the richest and most powerful city in the world. Greek replaced Latin. The emperor ruled alongside the church. For centuries, Byzantium preserved the science, art, and philosophy of Rome until 1453, when it too fell to the Ottoman Turks. The last emperor died fighting on the city walls, and with him, the last light of the ancient world faded. Why Rome fell? So, why did Rome fall? There is no single answer. Rome didn't collapse overnight. It transformed, weakened, and fractured under its own weight. Historians have offered countless reasons: economic decay from overtaxation and inflation, military decline from mercenaries and divided loyalties, political corruption that eroded trust, cultural exhaustion, the loss of civic virtue and discipline, religious change that shifted Rome's spirit, barbarian invasions that exploited every weakness. But perhaps the deepest cause was this: Rome forgot what made it Rome. The ideals of citizenship, duty, and shared destiny that had once bound the empire together slowly vanished. The people stopped believing, not in the gods, but in themselves. As the poet Virgil once wrote, "No nation is great unless its citizens are great." When that greatness faded, the empire's fate was sealed. The legacy of Rome. And yet, Rome never truly died. Its laws shaped our governments. Its architecture defines our cities. Its language still whispers in our words. From the fall of Rome came the birth of Europe, the spark of the Renaissance, the rise of Christendom, and the idea that even in collapse, knowledge and order can endure. Rome's story reminds us that no civilization is eternal, but also that no fall is final. Because in every stone, every road, every dream of greatness, Rome lives on. The Roman Empire fell, but civilization rose again. If you found this story fascinating, like, share, and subscribe to Timeless Questions channel, where we explore the civilizations, ideas, and mysteries that shaped humanity.